Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you are joining me on my YouTube channel, like and subscribe, or just tell a friend. So if I tell you these are the best teams in the nation and they play in the same conference, but they only play teams in the conference, but they don't all play the same teams in the conference, and they all lose, I can put them all in the postseason and argue, yes, they all have one or two losses, but they played against the best teams and in the best conference. You see what I did there? I created a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's essentially how the Missouri Valley Football Conference ended up with 5 teams in the 16-team FCS playoff. North Dakota State, perennial power, lost 2 games, and they haven't really looked impressive all season, except versus North Dakota. They looked impressive in that game. They lost 2 games. One was not even close, and the other one, they never held a lead. But they did beat North Dakota and Missouri State. North Dakota beat everyone they were allowed to play except North Dakota State. South Dakota State beat everyone they were allowed to play except North Dakota. Missouri State beat everyone in the spring they were allowed to play except North Dakota State. Southern Illinois was the only quality win on their record. Every other team that Missouri State beat was a bad team this spring. Southern Illinois barely beat a team who was not going to make the playoffs in a shootout, and that game was an extra game. They added that game, but that game clearly got them into the playoffs. How, Sway? How does Southern Illinois get the nod with two losses? How does Missouri State get the nod even though they don't pass the eye test? They didn't beat anybody that was really good. The truth is that they should probably have 3 teams in. How do we know anything about these teams? Why is Delaware the CAA champion, but JMU the higher seed in the playoffs? Because the people who make the decisions can't possibly be watching these games, can they? VMI had the best season in the history of their school, and they're rewarded by facing the number 3 seed? That means this committee didn't value their wins at all. The SoCon ain't a bad conference. That means this isn't a situation where the same teams keep earning their way into a 4-team FBS playoff. These teams are being selected out of 16 teams. Are you telling me that the 5th best team in the Missouri Valley Football Conference is better than the 2nd team in the SoCon and in the Ohio Valley, or the 3rd team in the Big Sky, or the CAA, all of which had teams that were ranked in the top 25? If that's the truth, then when the conference goes 4-1 this weekend, I'll be here next Tuesday going, I was wrong. But it's more than likely that only 2 survive. And the reason there will be only 2 that survive is because 2 teams from the Missouri Valley Football Conference are going to play each other. Outside of that, I really would only see 1 team surviving, and that's South Dakota State, because they have a 1 seed. Representation is necessary to grow. The Missouri Valley is as popular as it's ever going to be. Why? Because the conference is heavily represented on the stage where wins matter. Give these other conferences that chance as well. Self-fulfilling prophecies are everywhere in sports. None more prevalent than in the NFL draft, where all of these experts tell you what the most important position in the draft is supposed to be. Terms like draft capital and draft stock were invented to show positional value and judge players who people deem as worthy of being picked high in the draft. The running back position is constantly devalued, and statistics are used to fuel that theory. But those same statistics can apply to almost every position with similar results. So what position should we actually value? People will tell you quarterback, but the greatest winner in the NFL ever, Tom Brady, was a late round pick. And even if you redrafted every Hall of Fame quarterback right now, there's a chance that Tom Brady doesn't go in the top 10 because people will fall in love with the talent of the other quarterbacks over the results of Brady. In the draft, you see a run on quarterbacks or a run on offensive tackles or a run on wide receivers, a run on defensive ends or edges, as people have somehow decided they were going to start calling defensive ends, or, outside linebackers. Teams constantly overpick because they don't trust their evaluation. I don't care if I need a quarterback or not. If I don't have a first round grade on them, I'm not taking them in the first round. When you do, you allow that self-fulfilling prophecy to come true. When you purposely don't take a first round running back talent or guard talent or center because their positional value is lower, you allow that self-fulfilling prophecy to come true. You think the Colts regret taking Quentin Nelson as a top 10 pick? Hell no. He's been the best pro of anyone selected in that draft. That's value. I don't give a damn what position it is. When you turn size into a skill, which it's not, you dumb down the intelligence of an evaluator. If I'm looking at a dog, a legit dog, the last thing I realize is their size. I'm too busy admiring the skill and the talent to be consumed with their size. But if I'm an evaluator and you're telling me I need a 6'6" guy, I need a 6'6", 6'7" tackle, in my brain, it eliminates me from looking at or considering 6'4" and 6'3" tackles who are really good. That's just stupid. What can a 6'6" tackle do that a 6'4" tackle can't? The answer is nothing. You know why I know? Because 6'6" and 6'4" tackles exist, and they're both great. There's nothing that a 6'6" tackle can do that a 6'4" tackle can't. There's not even a guarantee that the 6'6" tackle's arms are longer than the 6'4" tackle. People still use stupid phrases like, if you miss on a quarterback, it sets you back years. No, it doesn't. The rookie wage scale solved all of that. It made draft picks more valuable because they don't cost as much as you can control. They don't cost as much, and you can control them for years. But if you miss on a prospect, who cares? Rinse, wash, repeat. Go and see what Arizona did. Go see what people think Miami should do for some reason. Go look at what's going on in the Jets. You want to know what is bad business? Paying quarterbacks more than $20 million a season. I would rather sell my good quarterback who has not won a championship and start over again in the draft if I trust my process. That allows me more cap flexibility over the next 4 years to construct and keep a winning team together around my rookie, second year, third year, fourth year, maybe fifth year option quarterback. Nobody ever advocates for that unless it's a certain type of quarterback. And I wonder why. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing 2 times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you are joining me on my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend. I'll see you next time. Peace.